All right, Dave Catan, we're back, and we've just gone through the explosive growth. Is there anything that holds people back from going ahead and just doing the explosive growth once they get the picture?
Well, one of the things that we're hearing is, people are afraid to have that big recruiting explosion, and the question they're asking is, well, how am I going to keep up with everybody? How am I going to get everybody field trained?
So how to field train too many people, basically? So this is not right. How am I going to field train? I got too many people to train. So I don't want to I want to go slow. I want to control my growth. The problem with controlling growth is you can't control growth. It's like controlling the explosion of the rocket that throws the space shuttle into outer space. It's hard to control it. It's impossible to control an explosion. So what do you tell them, Dave, when they say, it's too many people, I'm worried, I'm over, you can't say overthinking, but another thing is you should be thinking about it. So what do you tell them? That, I'm going to have too many people to field train. How will I keep up with them?
Well, not everybody's ready to get field trained. That's first of all.
Yeah. So the first thing that comes in is, let's just say you start with too many people. First thing you need to know is they're not all chomping at the bit, right?
That's for sure.
Let's say at the bit, desperate to be trained. So that's one thing. It's not like you're going to have 10, 15 people waiting outside your door, train me. So what else do you tell them?
We can speed duplicate by having everyone come to you. You can kind of have a better schedule where you don't always have to. The field training could be done in the office.
Yeah, one thing you tell them is that the first step is to max out your schedule. Now, there's a lot of wasted time. In the beginning, you go anywhere at any time to see somebody, but there's a lot of driving around. So the first step in match out your schedule is you get people to come see you. And that's what you're getting at, right?
That's correct.
That's like a major revelation for a lot of people, but think about it this way. When you have expansion, orientation, opportunity meetings, training in your office, why do people come to those? Because that's when you have them. Because there's no other time to have it. And when you tell them that, when you're telling it, you're not giving them options. It's like, that's when we do it. If you're interested, you'll come in. Well, if the way you see people is, if you want to see a manager, you want to get trained, what's the best time? When are you off work? When both you and your wife, you and your husband off work, where we can get you in and get you appointed with the best person we have in our office. What you do is you tell them, we can find an average person to come out and talk to you, but I like you guys enough. I would like you to get in front of our absolute best person. Plus, you can always use the magic word in sales. It'll go quicker if we can get you in there. And also, like going to the doctor, there's, you might get a doctor to come to your house. There's no way he can do the same job for you at his office with all the facilities, everything he has there, and information he has at his disposal versus coming to your house. So, you learn how to explain things. You say, the deal is, let's see if we can get you on his or her schedule and get you booked. Because this thing is you want to do it once, you want to do it right. And so you find a way to get them in there. And once you get the concept in, you'll find the words to say it, and you've had that light bulb go on with a lot of your people, haven't you, David?
Absolutely. And one of the things I found is once they're on the team, they're much more cooperative, getting the spouse's schedule. They'll work with you.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the people, in terms of, the recruits are very flexible of getting in, but a lot of the clients are flexible too. Once they get the idea this is just the way it's done, they're used to going to the doctor's office, the attorney's office, the dental office. Think about it, folks. There's not a whole lot of professionals, even stockbrokers, that come to your house And so, we're professionals, and we do it in a professional setting. The other thing, David, is after you maximize your own schedule, I mean, you can train a ton of people in your office, and also, especially if you do the presentation, and then you train them to do the follow-up paperwork. You could have your staff, you could have someone else in the office who is trained in the business. Once you go through and you decide what is right for them, you can usher them out of your office over to be finished up. But you can see a ton of people in a short period of time, just yourself. Now, the other thing that I would say, second step is to zero in, focus in on who out of the mob, let's just say, up here. Here's the question. Now, we have last month, we recruited all these millions of people. It's like too many people to keep up with. It's like flies in a jar or something, buzzing around, asking questions. What do you do? Well, let me just tell you this. They ain't all equal. Okay? And you get who is the best. Focus in on them because they're to be the one who will be likely to accelerate their training and be able to move into management as quickly as possible. So you find out who shows up early. Who's asking questions. Who actually follows through. You tell them how to do something, and they follow through. It's real easy to spot somebody who has got the fever, who's excited about it. They're fun to be around. They're everything about them is positive. Here, you want to know a quick thing? They smile a lot. They laugh. They're enjoying themselves. They're glad to be there. See, that's the kind of person you want to have as a right-hand person for you. So you zero on them, give them priority for your time, and you find out they learn fast. If you get with some of the slower goers, you're going to have to repeat things 3 or 4 or 5 times. But these people, you tell them once, they're pretty much going to get it. They might have a follow-up question or something. And so, out of this group, you identify the go-getter. And you get them up to management fast. By doing that, you find the problem pretty much solves itself. And that's why when we have the 4-point game plan that we're telling people how to explaining, even in our first orientation, our expansion meeting, right from the beginning, the challenge is to get them to, that's why the 4th plan is race to part-time management. Race. You want to get them past because let's just say this is this month. Your production, if we are graphing your production. And let's say your recruit came in and you had a growth and all of a sudden you're up at this point. And that's just with you and maybe one or 2 other managers. Well, once you max out, you're probably not going to go beyond that until you build more managers. But if you're taking an approach where the first we're going to recruit them. The second thing is we're going to get them their own plan. The third thing is we're going to race the best and brightest to management. Now you have some managers. You're raising the floor of your business. Now what happens is just like having a step ladder, David, because you have more managers on your team, now you can climb, you can step higher. That's why my goal every month, I'm bringing everybody in, I'm selling everybody, explaining how it goes, getting them excited about it, taking the details, of it, working with them, and then I'm taking the best and brightest, the most motivated out of the thing, and racing them fast so that by the end of the month, if I've got more managers in here every month, no matter if I broke a record, set an all-time record, if I'm doing a good job of following through, using my time to get the best and brightest out of this group, the 1, 2, or 3 out of there who could quickly, in other words, in a week or 2, or the longest, by the end of the month, make management, now I'm giving myself a bigger footstool, a bigger support, raising the floor where I can continue to go month after month. So it's a process. But if you're lousy at, you can't stay in, you don't have a game plan, you don't sell them on why they want to race to management, or it's a go slow to management, you're not going to have them by the end of the month, and you're going to go and you're going to slump simply because you run out of hours in the day. But it's not really complicated, and that's the kind of thing, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be successful in this business. Most of the stuff just take care of themselves if you do, a few of the simple things right. So does that make sense, Dave?
That makes a lot of sense right there. Fast start or no start.
Yeah.
Airplane take off. Slow.
Yeah. Fast start, basically, the management, or no start. And see, the reason people say, how can I, there's too many to sit there who don't make progress, who don't do anything, who continue to ask endless numbers of useless questions, and they just drive you out of your mind, and you don't make any progress. And so the answer is, no, there's no way of field training, if that's your idea of field training. There's no way of doing it. One or two is max. But if you train it in the right kind of way, you'll never reach your max because you're always adding to your possibilities. It's like a gas tank that you fill with gas, it's always expanding. Every time you empty it, the next time it comes to refill, that tank is bigger. And by the time it's empty again, it's even bigger. That's how you keep growing every month. Anything else we need to add, Dave?
No, that's excellent. That's a take.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much.